And the thing I think that is most important to me is in the context of an 8-year CBA where you have this fixed growth model of just 10%, just slowly growing with each passing year as we head into yet another expansion. You have to consider what chips the players have to play, like what cards they have to play, and having, frankly, the public and the media aware of player salaries. When we become aware of how many players their base salary looks like it's under a living wage, I think that's in the players' best interest. I think it's not going to keep fans from coming to games. It's not going to keep fans from buying jerseys and merch and all those things. I think what it will do is have more fans be mindful of what players are making, and the reality is we have a long way to go. That was always going to be the case. I wasn't surprised by what we had heard. I kind of guessed that it was going to be essentially a tier system, or you honestly could say a class system. We have 10 players who are making six figures. They account for 11% of the known base salary we know. So 10 players taking up 11% of that base salary gives you an idea of the money is at the top. Who are those players? They are the name brand players, the Team USA and Team Canada stars.
All right, I'm in Nashville for the first time for the CMAs, and here is a little fit check. This is from Pepper Mayo. It's giving lampshade a little bit, but just tell me I'm the sexiest lampshade you've ever seen in your life. Then the boots are from Dolce Vita, and the necklace is from Petite Moments. Let me know what you think, and tell me if you love it, even if you hate it. Bye!
My earrings are from Walmart. Scarf I borrowed from a friend. Outfit is TikTok shop. Boots I borrowed from a friend.
Dress is from Primark. Belt is from Kelly's Closet, old as the hills, so is my necklace. Earrings are from Walmart, and my boots are from a store 20 years ago. I'm a Saints fan, so they have fleur-de-lis on them.
Hamilton and Detroit have both signed 4 players. San Jose has signed 3 players, but it's been crickets from Las Vegas. So far, Phase 2 has given players a lot of choice about which expansion teams they want to go to. But if PWHL Las Vegas can't get up to 5 players by the morning of Monday, June 8th, then a backup expansion draft process will be triggered. Hey, I'm just excited to talk about PWHL every day. Before this expansion process started, I wasn't sure if this mandatory selection process would even kick in, considering that we still haven't heard anything from PWHL Las Vegas. I'm starting to get nervous, so I looked up the rules just in case. We know that PWHL Las Vegas will be able to sign at least one big name free agent player if they choose to use their EFO, but they'll still have to sign 4 more players. I think the threat of this selection process actually motivates players to sign with other teams because they don't want their choice taken away. I also think that Hamilton and Detroit are also potentially both more attractive markets than Las Vegas. There's a ton of PWHL players from Ontario. And then with Detroit, they already have great signings and a great coach, and that's going to attract talent. Okay, let's get into how this expansion process actually works. First of all, only players who are under contract or whose rights are held for the next season are eligible to be selected. Players must also appear on the PWHL team's ENTL, which was submitted before this phase even started. If you want a list of players that could potentially be selected, go check out Kyle Cushman's PWHL master spreadsheet. Highlighted in yellow down here, it says that players will be subject to the terms, salary, and years from their current contract. The way that I read that is, let's say a player is signed for 2 years at $50K on their original team. If they're selected by an expansion team, whatever contract they have with that expansion team has to match that. So it would be like $50K at 2 years. That's a pretty bad deal for you as a player. A lot of these other players that are choosing to sign in phase 2 are getting pretty big raises. Additionally, expansion teams retain the rights to a selected player for the player's next active PWHL season and any subsequent years remaining on their current contract. So if I was an expansion team GM, I would probably try to select players who are signed for multiple years, as opposed to if you select somebody who's only signed for 1 year, then they might move after just that 1 year. It seems like the PWHL really doesn't want this backup process to kick in, but the way things are going, I don't know. I think it might.